I can see. Okay, so we're going to start standing with our stretchy band. And another reminder that it's good to have a stretchy band that's as long as you are tall, which mine is quite a bit longer because you can, much more versatile if it's long, I think, but it should be that long anyway. It's nice. And we're going to just start by holding on to it and just lengthening our spine nice and tall with our toes pointed forward, and just start with a little bit of a breathing and balance. So as we inhale, we'll lift up those heels and kind of lengthen up. As we exhale, we'll lower down, and you can bring your band and your arms up with you if you want, or you can just leave your arms down. It's really up to you, but just breathing, taking this opportunity to start to breathe deeply, ground into our bodies. Nice full breath. Coming up a little higher maybe. And lowering down. And then we'll go ahead and put one foot on top of the band, whichever one you want to start with, holding on with a little tautness. And we're just going to find maybe a place to focus and bring our leg in front of us and just do a little bend and press into that band. Okay, inhale and exhale. So just balancing on one leg as we breathe. Good. And then straightening that leg down, bring it down and switch. So other foot in the band. Same thing. So you want to kind of shift that weight and find a place to focus. Lift your leg in front however high you can. I'm not going to be able to probably lift mine very much, if at all. And bend and straighten the leg. So inhale and exhale. Yeah. I'm just going to kind of play with my weight shifting here. Good. And breathe. Of course, you can do whatever you need to do to kind of find a way to balance, right? If you need to leg lower down. And then we're going to straighten and put our foot back onto the ground. And then we'll go ahead and put both feet on top of the band with our legs about hip width apart. Arms out, side. And just start by lifting straight up and finding how much resistance you want. So just kind of lifting that band up and release, finding your resistance. To kind of warm up the arms and shoulders a little bit. Exhale. Don't make it too much, right? We've got a lot more to go. Okay, and then go ahead and let your arms relax. You might tighten up your band a little bit. Bend the knees slightly with our back flat, leaning forward slightly, right? Like you're downhill skiing, and just take your band back and lift it behind you. So really flattening our back, looking forward and down, just working into the triceps a little bit. Just pull up and release. And we're not bending our knees very much. We're not leaning forward very far. A little bit. And breathe. And release and stand back up and take the band or feet off the band, bring it in front of us with a little bit of, I like to wrap it around my hands because I have enough band to do that. Bring it in front, and we're going to draw our band over our head as we draw our shoulder blades down, pull our rib cage back a little bit, right? So we find that alignment of rib cage over pelvis, and then arms behind us. So opening our shoulder, adjusting the band as needed, lifting up and bringing it down in front. Inhale, shoulders slide down. Exhale, behind, keeping our rib cage slightly pulled back over our pelvis. Good, and down. And this time we'll bring it up over our head and behind us, so it's right straight across the back. Again, just as needed. pull your elbows in and stretch out. We're keeping our rib cage in line with our pelvis, keeping our arms, forearms in that perpendicular or 90-degree angle, right? Our elbows out. And then we're going to add to that. So with our elbows pulled in, we're going to inhale, exhale, twist, and then inhale, straighten your arms and your twists. Bring the elbows back in, exhale, center. Good. Inhale, exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows and back to center. Good. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, twist, straighten arms, bend arms, and center. Trying to keep the same inhale, exhale, twist, keeping the arms in the same orientation, right? So we really open our shoulder and back to center. And then release and bring the band behind you again and up and over our head. So adjust if you need to here in that wide V position. Inhaling as we exhale, we're going to just take it over to one side, and the bottom arm is going to pull down toward our leg, and then reach back out and lift up. Good, and breathe. Take it over to the other side, holding the top arm nice and still, kind of reaching it up as we draw our bottom arm down, release and up. Inhale, exhale, pull it down. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale up. Just breathe with it. Exhale over, pull that bottom arm down and reach it out. Exhale up. We'll do it with the twist. So inhale, twist. Exhale, draw that back arm down, reach it out, and come back to face forward. Inhale, exhale, twist, draw that bottom arm down to your hip or your leg, and reach it out and face forward. Good. Go ahead and let your arms come down in front. Give them a little shake. Let's just let our hips kind of move, hula hoop the hips and move our joints a little bit, relax our arms. And the other way. All right, then we're going to come to the end of our mat, and you can just put your band down and roll down here. So inhaling, exhaling, letting our head and shoulders, arms relaxed as we roll down and hang. And you can let your legs bend and straighten a little bit here as you breathe. Relax the head and neck. And with our knees bent, we're going to stack our spine, tucking our pelvis under, just pulling back up. And roll down again. Inhaling, exhale, roll down. And hang. And maybe we can just bend one knee and then the other. Kind of feel our hips moving, shifting a bit. And then straightening both legs. We'll walk our hands away from our feet. Wide fingers and lift the tailbone. Whatever feels good to your body, you may be rocking it around a little bit as you stretch the heels down. You might like to shift a little forward and back, side to side. And then walking our hands a little farther out, maybe just a little bit, or maybe a little farther, maybe into plank. Take a couple deep breaths. And we'll lower down to the mat, come around so that we can find our band wherever we left it. And we're going to come onto our back, holding our band. We always want to try to get our band to be flat, right? As much as possible when we're using it, whatever we're doing. So finding our feet comfortably kind of in line with the hips. Go ahead and bring your arms, bring your band over your head. Relax your arms and shoulders here. Good. We're going to inhale. Nice deep breath. As we exhale, curl the tailbone under. Start to peel off the mat as you lift your arms, lift your band. And as your hips go up, the band is just going to go across the legs with our palms facing down. And we're just going to pull the band down as we press our hips up. Good. And then inhaling, exhaling as we articulate our spine down, lift our arms, and they go back over our head, right? We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, exhale, peel off the mat, arms lift up. As we bring our band across our thighs, we're going to pull down and press those hips up. And think of pulling the upper arm and shoulder down, not the hands. Good. Inhale, exhale, melt the spine down as our arms go back over. Nice deep breath. Exhale, peel off the mat as your band comes back here. Press hips up, press shoulders and arms down. Inhaling, exhaling as you articulate down. One more time. Inhale, exhale, peel up. Bring the arms by your side again, pressing down. We're going to stay here. And we're just going to continue to press our hips up and sort of pulse your arms down toward the mat, little tiny pulses as we breathe. Right? So just think of the upper arms coming from the upper arm shoulder as you press and pulse your arms down. Press your hips up. Good. Breathe. And then we'll stop the pulsing as we inhale, lifting our arms up, exhaling our spine down as our arms go back over our head, and relax. Relax the pelvis. Let your knees sway over to one side. Just kind of feel the arms and shoulders relaxing on the ground, and then we'll lift the legs, sway them the other direction. And a couple more times, sway the knees side to side. Let our low back get a little bit of movement here. Good, that feels so good. All right, and then go ahead and coming to the center, lift your arms, curl up, and you're gonna just reach, straighten your legs and roll up. And from here, we're going to wrap our feet. So this is why you need a long band, especially. So you're going to wrap your feet, try to make it even. So we're going to put the band as flat as possible behind our feet, under our feet, with a little bit of space between the feet, a couple inches. Band's kind of taut. You might bend your knees for this because you'll reach your feet. And you're going to wrap that band around the top and underneath to bring it around to the outside, right? So remember this foot wrap that we like to do sometimes so that you have a little space between your feet and you feel secure. Band's fairly even on both sides, right? And then we're going to come onto our back and we're going to lift our knees up here. And we're going to start warming up with frog. So if you bring your heels together, open your knees apart, bring the band between your legs, elbows down, like that, right? And just pressing our back into the mat. We're really going to pull our knees in as we inhale, pull the heels in. And as we exhale, we're just going to press out against that band, right? Whatever angle, so we can keep our back on the mat. Inhale, pull those knees in, opening them. Exhale, press out. I'm eating a bug. Okay, find the amount of resistance. Protein. Okay, exhale, stretch out. Finding the angle, finding the amount of resistance, so it's not too much, but enough. And then we'll, on this one, we're going to pull in on the inhale. We're going to exhale, stretch out, stay there. Lift the legs up to the ceiling. Keeping the legs externally rotated, legs together, lower back down, bend the knees, pull in, exhale, press out, lift the legs up, and lower back to where you were, and bend. So just adding that leg lift here. So press out, lift, try to keep those legs together, really externally rotated. Opening the knees as we pull in, really feel that hip opening. Exhale, press out, lift, and relaxing your head and neck, right? Pull in, press out, lift up, got support. And next time we bend the knees, pull it in. You can stay there and go ahead and turn your legs parallel, bringing your band on the outside of the legs. We have our elbows down and on the ground, and we're going to take our legs over to one side as we inhale, anchoring those elbows. Exhale back, and then inhale to the other side. Exhale back. Now, if you want to straighten your legs, go ahead and straighten them side to side, or you can keep them bent. And exhale back. Inhale to the side. Exhale back. Tick-tock, right? Going side to side. Knees might be a little bent as much as they need to be if you are straightening your legs. When you're even on both sides and you come back to the top, straighten your legs if they're bent. And we're going to try to pull the band apart with our legs. So just going to pull your legs away from each other basically and hold. And then relax. And again, pull the legs away from each other. And if so feel our outer leg muscles more, our glutes a little bit, right? And then pull apart and release and pull apart and release. Good. Bending the knees. We're going to kind of curl up so you can grab hold of the band, unwrap your feet, and we're going to place the band across the feet without being wrapped, right? So just change that and feet in line with the hips. Lie back down. We're going to use our arms on this little leg pull that we're going to do here. So you got your arms here. And you're going to, as you exhale, pressing your back into the mat, you're going to straighten your legs and pull your arms down and back away from the legs and then release, right? So push the air out, pull down, adjust your resistance and release. Try to keep your back on the mat. Good. Exhale, pulling down and back as you press those legs away and then release. Like a variation on double leg stretch, right? Press, pull. Try not to let your wrists bend, right? We want to keep our wrists in line with our hands and our arms. Good. One more. And then when you bend on this one, go ahead and take your left foot out. Keep your right foot in, holding onto the band. We're going to widen the arms a little bit for single leg stretch. Now starting, you might keep your head on the mat and you're going to press that right leg straight out. And then when you pull it in, stretch your left leg out, right? So we're going to alternate like that. That's why your arms might be a little wide so that you can bring your knee inside the band. And then if you want, curl the head and shoulders up, make it a little more challenging. And you're just going to move the legs, pulling on the band. Keep your head down if you want, or lifted, whatever you prefer. Good. Last one. Then we're going to lie back down, bring our left foot into the band and switch. So our right leg is out. And you're going to lay down or curl up. You're going to stretch that left leg out and then switch. Again, whichever you prefer, head down or up. Same thing. Pull, pressing into the band. Breathe, push the air out. Invigorating, isn't it? Okay, we're going to lie back down, bend the knees. Now we're going to relax for a moment. Switch back to your right leg, right foot in the band. And it's going to be very similar, only we're going to straighten that right leg to the ceiling and put your left foot down and stretch your left leg out. Okay, so you're going to lower the leg. The only difference is that leg is straight, bending your left knee in as that right leg goes down, and then you're going to stretch your left leg out as the leg goes up, right? So similar. And again, laying down, head on the mat, or curling up, but really give that leg a good stretch at the top. You can go slower if you want. Doesn't really matter the pace, right? You might want to stretch for a moment and then switch. You might let your head go up and down, right? Whatever variation you like to do here. And change it up if you want. Next time our leg goes up, we're going to stay there and let your left leg stretch on the mat. And go ahead and cross your band so we have a little bit better support. And we're going to give this leg a stretch. You can bend and straighten the knee if you want. You can move your foot into the band. Let's maybe work the foot a little bit. Try to get it flat if you can. Across the bottom of the foot. And breathe. The band, using the resistance band does add a little bit more vigor, doesn't it? All right, and then we're going to take our leg, keep it pretty tight, or get it as stretched as you can there, and just take it across the body. Okay. And then lift it up and open it out to the side, trying to keep our hip bones pointed straight up, left hip down, and lift it up. And we'll do that again. Take it across the body and take a breath here. And lift up and open to the side, keeping that leg high. Get a nice stretch through the inner leg. Good. And lift up. And then we'll take a few circles. So we'll bring, you might loosen your band if you want. You can take it across, sweep it down, around, and back to the top. Just use your band as much as you want for the circles, right? Anchoring and stretching through our left leg. Using our breath. And then we'll reverse our circle at the top, out, down, across, and up. Try to relax the shoulders and anchor that left leg, really stretch it long. Right. And then when you finish your circle at the top, we're going to draw. You can rest your leg or pull your knee in and give it a stretch or whatever feels good to you. We're going to switch. So bringing the left foot into the band. And again, right foot on the mat. This left leg is straight to the ceiling. Right? Stretching the right leg down. And widening the arms. So that makes it so you can put your knee in between, right? So you're going to lay down or not. As you lower that leg, your right knee comes up. As you lift it, your right leg stretches out. So you're just going to go back and forth through this little stretch again at your own pace. You can curl up. Just whatever feels good to you here. At least do the splits as much as we can, right? Pull. You might pulse the leg, right? Whatever feels good to you. That's kind of a fun little ride, right? Again, lay down and come back up or whatever feels good for your head and neck. You get just as good a workout really lying on your back. And then next time our leg comes up, we're going to stretch that right leg long on the mat, keep the leg up and cross the band and give it a stretch. However that feels good to you, you can bend and straighten, give the leg a little pull. You can move your foot into the point and flex against the band. Work the foot a little bit. Tilt it side to side. Yes. Try to really stretch that right leg on the ground, really long, lengthen it. And then we're going to get as straight as we can, take it across the body, rolling off of our left hip as we keep our shoulders down. And lift up. Let that leg open out to the side, keeping the right hip down. Using this band to stretch. And then lifting up and again, take it across the body. So we kind of use that band to kind of pull the leg up and really get a stretch through the lateral hip, right? And the IT band. And then lift up and open one more time out to the side. And breathe. Good. And lift up and we'll take a few circles. So we're going to go, again, you might need to loosen your band a bit, but whatever amount of tension you'd like, circle it around and back to the top. Especially if you do have the tight hamstrings, you might really want to use that band, right? And using our exhale, stretching our right leg long. And we'll reverse our circles at the top. Really breathe. When we come to the top of our circle, we might just like to hug your knee in. We're going to bring our other foot into the band. So bring both feet, curl up, put both feet in the band, cross the band, gather it up. And from here, we're going to stretch our legs long as we pull that band and lift up into teaser. Right, so it's just a little roll up with the band, not too hard. Roll back down and bend the knees. Use your band. Exhale. As we lift our head and shoulders, exhale, press. Pull, our elbows are close to our side. Inhale, exhale, roll back down. Good. We'll just do one more. Inhale, exhale, roll up, extending the legs straight. And then lower the legs and bring yourself up to sitting. Throw a teaser in there. Okay, so we're just going to use the band to stretch our legs, right? So kind of lifting our sits bones and bringing our pelvis forward, using the band. Close a little bit. Now be careful that you don't pull yourself too much, just kind of gently. And as we stretch more, of course, you might use the band more. Okay, so we're going to sit tall. Now, to do that, we bend our knees first, right? So that we can really lengthen our spine. And then we, actually, what might be helpful is if we just, with our back flat, just kind of lean forward a little bit, just a little bit, and then straighten your legs and see how straight they'll go, right? And then kind of sitting up tall. And the knees can be as bent as they need to be. Lengthen the spine tall. And we're going to hold, maybe wrap your hands around the band, hold the band taut, elbows in. And we're just going to, it's going to be a very small twist because we're focusing on lengthening our spine. We're going to take just whatever side you want to start with. We're going to twist and pull the elbow back, right? Without sacrificing our straight spine, and then bring it back. And let's just do the same side. So just kind of keep twisting and release. Lengthen the spine. Oh, make sure you're holding the other band nice and taut. Right? And release so it doesn't move. Hold, elbow back, and release. Twist and release. Now go to the other side. So again, lengthening tall, pulling our arms close to our side, holding taut this other arm, and we're just going to twist and release. Again, it's not going to be a huge twist, right? Just a little twist. Good. And then coming back around, we're going to bend our knees a little bit here, and we'll do a little bit bigger twist. So you might have a little bit less, a little more slack, rounding the back a little, just kind of sitting back to the sacrum. And then we're going to hold on tight with that other arm, and we're going to have our elbow up, and we're going to pull it back and release. And let's go side to side. So then we're going to pull the elbow back and release, right? We can go a little farther now. Side to side. So you're really kind of working the oblique muscles because the band is giving us the resistance, right? And really gets the obliques going. So when you're even on both sides, become center, go ahead and come up. You can have your legs straight, or you can bend them as much as you want to. And we'll just do a little roll back with rowing, it's called. So you want some slack in your band, and you're going to bring your fists together in front of your chest. Lift tall. Inhale. As you exhale, curl the tailbone under just to come back to the about halfway point. Good. Inhale, open the arms apart, pull that band. As we exhale, we roll up, pull our arms behind us as we stretch towards our legs, and then lift back up. Okay, so just do that a few more times. Fists together in front of the chest. Inhale, tall. Exhale, curl back. Inhale, open the arms and pull that band as you come up over the legs. Pull back. And back to the top. Fists together. Inhale, tall. Exhale, back. Inhale, open the arms, pull as you exhale up. Reach and pull the arms back. And lift up. All right, and then we'll do another little variation on roll-up. So again, knees can be bent, legs can be straight. It's up to what you like or what works for you. And we're going to lift our spine tall. Just hold on to the band and hinge back, right? So using the band, hinging back, and when you feel like you can't go any farther, just letting that tailbone curl and round, and we roll all the way down. Nice deep breath. Using the band to help us back up. Good. And at the top, you might like to do that little row and pull your arms back and stretch over your legs, or not. Okay, inhale, tall, hinge back, and curl under, round back. Good. Inhaling, exhaling. Again, we have our band. use. Hinge and down. Really breathe. Last one till the point where you're stretching forward over your legs. And you can go ahead and stack the spine, come up. Take the band off of the feet. And why don't we just straddle our legs here? Or you can be in a diamond if straddling is not comfortable for you. And just walk the hands out. Yeah. And we'll come back to sitting tall. And we're going to be coming on to one side. So take the band, wrap it underneath the knee for clam. So we have our legs in that half bend with our knees stacked. And I like to just be on my elbow like this, but if you like a different position, this works well for me for this one. And then we're just going to press that top heel into the bottom heel to kind of press the top knee up and then release. Find your resistance that you need here, what feels good to you, so you get the right amount as you press open and release. Breathe. Just using the band for strengthening around the muscles around our hip. Those external rotators. And the next one, last one, so the next time you release, then go ahead and take the band, come up and take the band and put it around your top foot. So we get flat as possible, of course. It's always good, and even as possible. You're going to tuck that band underneath your bottom bent knee. And again, finding how much resistance we want here, right? We're just going to press into the band to lift that leg and release. Again, hips are stacked, and we're anchoring the band with our bottom leg. Press and release. I recommend you don't press too hard because your leg will get tired, really tired. Just press enough till you feel it and then release. It's an individual matter, but breathe. Breathe. You'll start feeling it probably any moment. Good. And the next time you release, go ahead and unhook your band from your bottom knee. Just hold on to it. And we're going to kick the leg forward and stretch it back. So we're just going to do a few kicks. Yeah, reach back and then kick forward, reach back and gather your band if you need a little more resistance. Kick and reach. Inhale and exhale. And then we're going to pull the knee in and stretch it out. And pull in, really pulling it in as far as we can and pressing out. In and press out. Great. Last time, so this time when you press out, you might use the band to help you come up to your side. Take it off. Let's take a side stretch. So wherever this, you want to do mermaid or whatever works for that leg, let's take a side stretch here. Breathe. And then we'll do a little hip stretch. So I cross that top leg Now you're probably going to feel pretty tight there as we using the band. Whatever hip stretch you like to do, whether you stack your legs and fold forward or figure four. Just make sure you just get some kind of stretch in that hip that we just worked. It kind of sneaks up on you, the band, because when you're working your hips and legs, you don't realize until you do a stretch just how much how much work they did, right? Okay, and then we'll go ahead and bring ourselves to the other side. So band underneath the knees, wrap, wrap. Knees stacked, half bend. Again, you might be on your head, on your hand if you like that version of the side, whatever you like. And pressing top heel into bottom heel to open that knee and release it down. Inhale and exhale. Finding that amount of resistance on this side that works for you. I'm lopsided, so much less resistance on this side for me as this leg works so hard. And breathe. Really probably the best hip strengthener I know of is this right here. You really want to strengthen your hip muscles. Do this every day. And the next time you release, you can bring the band around the top foot. Try to even it out as best as you can. Tuck it under the bottom bent knee. And we'll do a little resistance here. We're just pressing the leg up and release. The toes are pointed forward. Again, finding how much resistance for this side. I didn't count the last side. I rarely do count, but just whatever feels like it's even, right? Okay, so next time we release, unhook, you might gather it up a little tighter for kicking the leg. So you're going to kick forward and reach that leg back. Kick, really as much big of a kick as we can get here. Pull the leg back. A little stretch in the front of our hip. Good. And then we'll bring our knee in and just kind of pull it way in and stretch that leg out. Pull it in, way in, and stretch out. Pull in, press out. Good. Feel good in your hip. And the next time we press out, we might let that help us come all the way up. And we'll take a little side stretch. So you want to do mermaid or whatever works for you on this side. Side stretch. And then we'll stretch that hip. So crossing the legs or stacking the legs or hugging the knee, or figure four. Maybe you want to move your head and neck around or your shoulders while you're there. Just whatever feels good to you. All right, and then we'll come around onto our all fours. Do some fun things on our all fours. We're gonna start by lying our band flat on the whatever leg is forward to the screen, right? You can just lay your band flat, put your knee on top of it. All you need is some band in the front to be able to grab here. Have to be even. All right, and then we're gonna hold on to it with our left or the front hand. Find yourself balanced here. I'm gonna move back slightly. Okay, and then we'll stretch our back leg straight back. Make any adjustments you need to with your back hand. And we're gonna reach out with that front arm, back leg, reach out, and you're just gonna touch down and lift. So finding the amount of resistance, right? Inhale, touch down. Exhale, reach and lift. Inhale, touch down. Keep the head lifted, probably easier for the neck. Kind of looking a little bit forward. And lift. Really breathe. Next time you touch down, gather your band a little tighter, and we're going to bring it kind of close in this way. So we're going to take our arm by our leg. You want a little tighter band. And we're going to lift that back leg, bend the knee, palm facing the hip, and you're just going to press the foot toward the ceiling as you lift your arm. So we're getting into the triceps, right? So you're kind of pulsing the arm up as you pulse that back leg toward the ceiling. And find your resistance and breathe. Palm is facing the hip, the leg. Getting into the glutes and the triceps at the same time. All right, go ahead and let everything come back to the mat and press back to your heels for a moment, right? Just stretch the arms out, take a break. Yeah. Have a full body workout there, so take a little moment and then we'll go to the other side. Sticking to my band. Okay, so the back leg that's in back, that knee goes on top. That arm grabs hold of the band. Find your stability here. And stretching the front leg straight back, reaching that back arm out. I'm gonna lift up and reach and touch down. Exhale, lift and reach. Inhale, touch down. Find your resistance. Yeah, you're really gonna feel your whole body working with these, right? So. Breathe. Next time you touch down, gather up your band more, tighter, bring your arm by your side, reaching back, palm facing the body, lift that back leg, bend the knee, now pulse up, foot pulses to ceiling, arm pulses to ceiling, arms close by your side. Feel free to stop anytime you need to. All right, go ahead and bring everything down to the mat. Stretch back again. Oh. What we'll do next is we'll put the band behind our back. We're gonna come onto our belly. So, but we're gonna have, my band's so long, I'm getting tangled. Try to have it as flat as you can, but whatever you can manage here. Can't see. Right across the shoulder blades, under your arms, like that. Okay, you're gonna hold on to it and come into our swan pose, which means hands will be here under the shoulders. Okay, elbows in and down. Good. And we're just going to start finding a little upper back extension. So kind of press yourself up and lower back down. You might be somebody that needs a folded up towel under your chest as well for support or something, right? Just kind of press and lower down and press up and lower down. Good. And then what we'll do is make sure you're holding on to your band kind of loosely, not too tight. And we're going to press up, stay up, and extend your arms straight out from your shoulders. Okay. So find your resistance there. Bend the elbows to bring them back in and lower down. Okay, so inhale and exhale, reach. Pull them back in and lower down. Finding how much resistance. Inhale, lift up, stretch the arms out from the shoulders. Pull the elbows in, lower down. We're going to change it up a bit. So you're going to press up. You're going to reach your right arm straight over your head with that band. Pull it in. Reach your left arm straight over your head. Pull it in and lower down. And again, press up. Reach your right arm out. Bring it in. Left arm out. Bring it in. If you can stay up, keep going. Right? Just kind of reaching overhead, bending back in. Reach overhead, bend back in. Elbows pull down. And then lowering back down, relax. One more time. Lift up. Float both arms. Reach both arms and pull in. Reach and pull in. Reach. You got a little bit of resistance. You don't need very much. Reach and pull in. Just try to stay a little bit lifted off the ground if you can. Good for our spine. And then next time you pull in, go ahead and relax down. And then we'll lengthen out and up, lift up, press into our hands to come up onto our knees. Bring the knees under you with your band across your back. Still, same position. Adjust it. And we're just going to do a little cat-cow movement here. So curl the tailbone, rounding the low back. Maybe drop your head if that feels good to you. You press the hips back, lift up, and arch. So you have a little bit of tension across on the band, across the back, right? And then press back and lift up and arch. So just moving the spine. Next time you come up and finish your little cat-cow movement, we're going to draw one foot back and the other to come into plank, or you can come into half plank, whichever you prefer. Take some nice deep breaths here. And lower the knees back down. Well, actually, let's stretch back to our heels one more time because we really didn't stretch our back very much. So just kind of reaching the hips back, reaching the arms forward, a little child's pose stretch. And then we'll come up to sitting. And let's take this out of my hair. Here's the long. Okay, let's sit in the diamond. So that, or that long-legged butterfly kind of position. And we'll take our band. Let's do a little shoulder stretching and stuff here. So loose band. Okay. We're going to lift up as we draw the shoulder blades down. Rib cage kind of in and back, and then take it over just like we did at the beginning, behind the back. And lift up and bring it forward. So not too tight, but just enough to get a little resistance and opening of that chest and shoulders. Back and lift up and back in front. This time we're going to bring it over our head and we're going to take a side bend, one hand on the ground, anchoring the hips. Good. And then we'll look under our arm. So look up, bring that arm a little bit behind you, opening the chest. And back to side, and then turn, point your chest down, rounding and reaching that hand down. So you really feel a little stretch in that shoulder. And then reaching out, pressing into that bottom hand to lift and over to the other side. So side stretch, anchoring the sits bones. And we'll look under our arm. So turn and look up. And side, and rotate the chest down as you sort of round your shoulder. Let that arm float down. And reaching out, facing forward to press back up. Good. And then just taking your band, take it in front of you, stretch forward, flatten the back, and lift up. Do a couple circles, right? So reaching the arms forward, flattening the torso. And good. And then next time you come up, bring the band right behind your back, again, under your arms like we had it before. Now if you're able to straddle, open the legs out. I'm gonna wrap my band, my hands. And then we're gonna let that band help us open, stay open here. Inhale, exhale, twist. Look behind you, come back to center. Inhale, exhale, twist. And center. A couple more. Again, you can have your legs in diamond or a straddle. Good. Twist. And center. We'll take it into saw. So we're going to twist. We're going to reach for that opposite foot. Lift up and back to center. Rotate, reach across, lift up and back to center. Anchoring our hips. Up and center. Rotate, reach, lift up and center. Rotate, stretch for that opposite foot. Lift up. Yeah. And whenever you're finished, or you're even on both sides, or you feel complete, you can back to center and let the band go. And let's just kind of give our shoulders a little movement. And let your head just kind of drop forward and come to the side, forward. With our spine nice and tall, just kind of let your head go side to side. It can be tensing for the neck to be using the band, right? Maybe side to side, looking to one side and then the other. Right. All right, well, thank you all for coming. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the button here. Yes.